Oh my goodness! Just when you thought things were going well, Thatcher Demko is out. Here are the tweets. Frank Saravelli. I mean, look, they all say the same thing. Sources tell Daily Faceoff, Canucks Thatcher Demko is out for Game 2. His status for the series is questionable. Friedman said the same thing. Demko injured and questionable for the rest of the series. Rick Dollywall. Thatcher Demko out for Game 2, possibly the series. The Vancouver Canucks, after an entire season where you could debate, this team was able to get through things scot-free. The only big injury was to Thatcher Demko, and it was a miraculous recovery period that he was able to come back right before the regular season ended. This isn't Mark Stone. This isn't a guy taking the end of the season off and coming back Game 1 of the playoffs and scoring a goal. This is Thatcher Demko, a guy who was actually able to return properly and not allow his team to do any salary cap shenanigans with the LTAR. But Game 1 happened. Demko was a beast. Now Game 2's happening, and it's going to be Casey DeSmith in net. So, you know what? Am I worried? A little bit. Are you worried? I don't know if you're worried. This is going to be weird. Let's go out there and read some other tweets, because there were things that I think are worth pointing out. Rick Tocchet said that Thatcher Demko skated yesterday. He's not going to play tonight. They're going to evaluate him today on something that isn't the same injury that he missed time with late in the year. Now you had Farhan Lalji say this. Rick Tocchet, there's the quote, won't play tonight, day to day, not connected to the last injury, Tocchet said. But Farhan Lalji said he was told Demko has an injury to the same knee that recently kept him out 5 weeks, even if it may not be a reoccurrence of the same injury. He had an MRI yesterday, also hearing the same as others, questionable to return for the series. Now, there is a reply, if it's not connected to the last injury, how can it be on the knee again? And then, there are different parts that make up the human knee. So, not really groin-related, it appears. If it is just the regular old knee, then, hey, that's not really the best news. But, at the very least, at least they're saying that he's out, right? Like, at least they're not forcing him to play through something and potentially get hurt more. But still, it's not ideal. Yeah, we gotta call the Vegas Golden Knights Miracle Medical Team, because they always seem to really get things going here at the right time. Yeah, sad Mario meme. That's exactly how Canucks Nation should be feeling right now. But for Thatcher Demko, this is the thing, man. On any given night, Demko could be the best goaltender in the gosh darn league. So, missing out on a guy who posted up a .918 save percentage in 51 games played, that's going to be really difficult. Casey DeSmith, if you need to earn your money, this is it. Casey DeSmith's contract expires at the end of the year. $1.8 million a season. We saw earlier in the year that when DeSmith gets back-to-backs repeatedly, when he's the starter, he doesn't really do all too well. But if he plays, let's say, every few games, if he gets the start once in a while, if he rotates properly like a normal backup, that's when DeSmith shines. His last game of the season, .970 against the Edmonton Oilers. But before that, he got a .793, an .800, .842. There are a few .930s, a few .940s tossed in there. There was a shutout, the shared shutout against the Winnipeg Jets. But really, the game that I think broke Casey DeSmith was Monday, February 19th against the Minnesota Wild. This was the absolutely terrible game that we had seen. The 10-7 defeat, where DeSmith let in 8 goals on 25 shots against, .680 save percentage. This is the game, I feel, that might have just broken Casey DeSmith, or at the very least put a huge monkey wrench into his mojo. Because after that, sure, he had 2 wins straight after, but he started to look a little bit shaky. He wasn't really all too consistent. There were a few L's in a row, especially when Demko was out. So this is an opportunity for DeSmith to take all of this crumple it up into a ball, and toss it in the garbage. This guy's going to be playing not just for the sake of his team, but for the sake of his contract, because he needs himself a new deal for next season, and whichever team is going to give him that money, they're going to look at this sample against the Nashville Predators in Game 2 and potentially the rest of the series, and use this as the determining factor as to what he's worth. Can Casey DeSmith step up in big moments? He has had some playoff action in the past. He played one game for the Penguins in 2021-2022, 9.41 save percentage, although I think this was in relief. But aside from that, Casey DeSmith has never started a playoff game. Even though he has been a part of some pretty alright Penguins teams, he has never been tasked with that duty. This is it. It is Casey DeSmith's time. And if you wanted to go out there and draw parallels, you wanted to give some interesting and maybe thought-provoking experiments to think about here, here's a tweet that I wanted to show from Harman Dale earlier in the playoffs. Since 2000, 11 teams besides the Vancouver Canucks have gone from consecutive playoff misses to 105 plus points. How did those teams fare in the playoffs? So teams that were bad and then who immediately went to 105 plus points. 6 out of 11 of these 105 plus point teams made it past round 1. 4 out of 11 made it to the conference finals, and one of them won the gosh darn Stanley Cup. That team was Jim Rutherford's 2006 Carolina Hurricanes. And if you wanted to get even more cryptic about the Hurricanes in 06, here's a Reddit post. The 2006 Jim Rutherford Carolina Hurricanes, whom the Canucks are compared to, they won the cup with backup goalie Cam Ward. Go Canucks, go. Wasn't Ward a rookie too? Seelovs, is that your music? Yeah, no, I don't think that Arthur Seelovs is going to become, a Stanley Cup champion in year 1, but you do have to remember, Cam Ward was the guy, backup goalie, who eventually took over starter duty to win the Stanley Cup in 05-06, a miracle run, and post up a .920 save percentage in the process. The regular Carolina guy was Martin Gerber, and he only played 6 games in the postseason that year. Cam Ward took over starting duty, and that was it, That was Jim Rutherford's 06 Carolina Hurricanes, the only team in the past little while to go from consecutive playoff misses to 105 points and actually win the cup afterwards. This was all since 2000, so it's a pretty beefy sample size right here. Harman Dale, of course, doing some pretty good work, but could we see something like that? We have to. The Vancouver Canucks, it'd be a shame if they lost out on their first round series in 2024 because Thatcher Demko got hurt after Game 1. Now, just to provide some solace, he did skate yesterday, so it's not like the guy's immobile. Who knows how long it's going to take him to recover, but insiders are pretty much saying the same thing, that it's possibly the series, questionable for the rest of the series. If the series is 4-0 sweep for Vancouver, then okay, Thatcher Demko, take your time off. But Casey DeSmith, you gotta step up here, buddy. And I'm not gonna lie, aside from the Anthony Beauvillier chance at the beginning of the game, I don't really think that the Predators had too many point-blank, amazing, absolute robbery-type chances that Demko stole. It was just that Beauvillier chance. But, I can't go out there and discredit that. One save could change the game. So at the very least, Casey DeSmith, if we can get that one save a game out of you, what am I saying we? I'm not a part of the team. Oh boy, Canucks hockey's got me in a trance. I'm saying things that I haven't been saying in years. What am I, we? Hell no, I'm not a part of the team. I'm just a fan. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Thatcher Demko injured, questionable for the rest of the series. Channel your energy towards Casey DeSmith. The guy deserves it. This is time to believe, baby. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.